Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at Bruichladdich Octomore Concept OC1 C01 OBA C01. A lot of words, Dustin. This was another one of samples from Mike B. Crazy cask maturation, unchill filtered, natural color, stupid high ABV on this one. PBM level through the roof. Let's get to it. Remember what we try to do with these samples. We try to go as blind as we possibly can.
Wow.
Man, I thought the Long Row was a dirty whiskey.
This reminds me of like a brandy with a red wine cask. Like that was aged in like red wine, which I don't know that it exists, but that's what it smells like.
This is super wine cask influenced.
Slightly sulfured. Hay and horse hide.
There is a very like Long Row, like kind of dirty, earthy smell to this too.
This is more barnyard funk than a Long Row even.
Yeah, it's very earthy, very dirty.
I feel like I'm in a stable right now.
A lot of smoke and a lot of peat that fucking saw through for sure. But now I'm starting to get the cask. I'm starting to get some sweetness from the sherry.
I'm getting some grain notes, something you'd make bread out of.
There is a strong barley note. I get those off of Octomores quite a bit, though.
I don't think there's sherry in this, man. I think this is a wine cask. All wine.
All wine?
Yeah, if I had to guess, this is some kind of red wine cask.
Could be.
Like, I don't know, Chardonnay or something like that. Cab Franc.
Yeah, I can see Cabernet Franc. Anything from the Long Row Red Series? Pinot, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I'm not a wine expert, so I struggle, but it's like a red wine for sure.
Very red fruit forward on this one.
I am struggling to find the distinct Octomore sweet notes. I think they're back there, but they're being walloped with this freaking horse blanket that's just blocking everything.
It's a strong cask maturation. Brown sugar.
Yes. Burnt wood.
Definitely some wood chips. This is a high ABV.
There is a creamy vanilla deep down in there. That's the sweetness here, but man, is it deep.
So there's something sugary about
This
it.
is incredibly drying and non-sweet initially when it first comes in. I mean, no sweetness. Complete. It's like an English cracker or something where you're just getting virtually no sweetness. It's just very drying, and then you get this rich sweetness as you dig really deep in.
I think water will help this one. I don't know what the ABV on this is. I guarantee, but I'm not guaranteeing. My guess would be over 60.
Yeah, I would say it's high ABV, and let me tell you, water is going to, I think it's going to really masterfully change this. This is dense. Like, I can't stress how dense this is. I mean, I'd actually love to know how long this was open before it got sent to us as well, because this seems closed off, but maybe it's just that dense. Like, this thing is a black hole, and it is never coming free until you put water in there. Man.
A lot of spice. Whew. A lot of spice. A lot of wood oak. Young wood oak. Biting wood. Burnt steak tips. Wallop of cinnamon. You can almost taste the wood from the oak. It's that substantial.
Yeah.
And then comes in sweetness. Sugary sweetness kind of comes in here. Brown sugar. Right down the middle of the tongue, trying to split that incredibly intense spice note.
It is spicy as hell.
That is one of the spicier scotches I've ever had.
Initially, I got a lot of like French oak.
Yeah, that's a good.
Remember we did the 10-4? This has that French oak big time up front, which I really like, by the way.
So woody. So
shockingly woody for a young whiskey.
Yeah, it's almost like a virgin cask. Or just a cask that was very lightly used. It was just recharred heavily.
I mean, they have virgin French oak cask, then they finished it in a wine cask, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of crazy stuff they did. I'm definitely still getting the red wine. I'm getting rich, heavy, 15% red wine notes. Spice, man.
Wow, chewy oak. Very reminiscent of the Octomore 10-4 in many, many ways. That was a pine woody note, where this is more of a hot cinnamon woody note, but they're very similar.
I think the wood note's similar. The cinnamon's like there's two woods in here. Like there's initially the French oak, which is a spicy but like clean note, and then there's like a dirty, funky like wine cask that maybe it's Spanish oak that they then recharred before they put it in here. Like,
man, this is punchy ABV. It is pushing my nose out the glass, and my nose is a bully. It's used to having its way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, water's brought out a lot more fruits.
There's some strawberry. There's some red fruits here. There's apple skin and strawberry. I've been saying strawberry a lot today.
You have. I'm not getting strawberry here at all on this one.
Red apple skin?
I can see apple skin for sure. There's something, and there's a lot of cinnamon here.
Ton of cinnamon now. With water,
Yeah.
it is so spicy.
Yeah, it's cinnamon as it first hits your nose, and then it turns to brown sugar, brown sugar was there before, but like I said before, initially it just was dry, not sweet, very dull, but funky. Now it is very sweet. Brown sugars are really popping here.
Cinnamon stick with melted brown sugar all over it. A holiday drink.
Yes, oily oak vanillas.
It is very dense. Man.
Oh, it really improved it because I actually do like some of those like barnyard notes, the haze and the horse blanket, and like even just horsehide. But I am enjoying that the sweetness is now a little bit more balanced.
Hey, people call old brewers farmy. In a good way.
Farmy is not a bad thing.
Man, that is such a dense wood note. I mean, that comes off as not as oaky, but as woody as any Scotch I can really think of.
Oh man,
I'm almost expecting a splinter in here somewhere.
it got so sweet, got so rich. Now I'm getting all of the classic Octomore notes. Oh yeah, that's Octomore, man. I'm getting Octomore and Port Charlotte notes all over here.
What's that mean?
So, I mean, there's a very distinct peat note, which is very clean, and Octomore is in Port Charlotte's. Right now I'm trying to figure out if this is locally grown barley or not, and there's just so much wine and spice notes. I really can't say, but it's reminding me more of their local barleys, which I love. That's the 10.3, or it's the .3s would be that, and then with Port Charlotte, they'll just say it's Isle of Barley. Man, but the peat has gotten clean. Water took the dirtiness down from 10 to 4. I mean, it's still funky, it's still dirty, but it let all of the Octomore malt now come out. Oh, chocolates are coming through. Still getting the red wine, but now I am getting some notes that could get me thinking sherry cask may be involved. I don't know. Maybe it's... And the finish just won't stop. I keep thinking about going back to get another taste, but I'm enjoying this finish.
Yeah, initially I thought sherry casks were involved, but now I'm kind of leaning more towards what you were mentioning. Probably some type of fortified wine of some sort. Yeah, very much more approachable with water, which makes sense. The woody notes on the palate are a little bit turned down. It's a lot sweeter. Mm-hmm. And you are getting more of that Octomore backbone, a little bit of that barley. I've always thought that distillery in general really did the grain note very well. Mm-hmm. Really integrated. It's really part of their whiskey and it's integrated pretty well. But man, this is a woody whiskey. This is a woody whiskey. I said when you were kind of going through a few things, I expected a splinter in there. I'm expecting a splinter later in my tongue. It's that woody.
Yeah, they're maybe smaller casks.
Some quarter cash thing maybe? Jammed it in there?
Yeah, something like that, man. Definitely, it could be.
Some guy was rolling around the whole time to make sure all the sides were hit evenly. Woo! This is another fun one.
Getting like berries and cream on the nose now, like just like a blend of like strawberries and blueberries and raspberries, blackberries, just cream.
Mike B sent us some fun Islas. Got 2 more. All right, Dustin. Whiskey score.
I like what Mike did here. He gave us, I don't know if he gave us his best whiskeys. He gave us a way of like exploring the world in a different way.
Mm-hmm. What's those elements, Isla?
Some of them I think are probably some of his better whiskeys. If not, Mike, we need to talk. I need to find out what you got better.
I tell you what, that AR7. If I see that anywhere for reasonable, it's getting bought.
God, that thing's great.
All right, Dustin. Whiskey score. I'll keep it going with me going first on the whiskey score time. I had a lower score. And then I started enjoying it. And I feel like I properly can put this in its proper place.
Okay.
I'm going to give it an 88 out of 100.
Okay.
I was thinking 87 at first. It's rough. It's young. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but my guess it's super young. 3, 4, 5 years old tops.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, it had some casks they spent some money on. Mm-hmm. And it is oaky. And if you like oak, which not everyone does, according to some comments we've got lately.
We've got a bunch of them.
Here's the thing. Just answer people with their own questions. If you don't, it's very hard to take oak out of a whiskey. You can let it sit. You can put water in it. But that might make it worse.
Generally, you're going to get more oak tannins if you add water.
Correct. Once you get oak in a water, you ever heard that phrase, sufficient to say there's some things that just don't wash out? Mm-hmm. I think they were talking about blood or something. But the point is, you ain't getting oak out of a whiskey to any large degree whatsoever. You better like it. And it's off-putting to a lot of people. It is not off-putting me. I feel the exact opposite way. I love it. And it is here in spades in this particular one.
Man, this is a roller coaster. So I was at an 85, 86 before I added water. Mm-hmm. And then I put that drop of water in, and now I'm thinking 90, 91. Like, it is that drastic an improvement. It's just a roller coaster.
It was hard to cut through.
So I'm going to give it an 88, which is kind of dead center in the middle. Mm-hmm. But great whiskey.
Fun.
Put a drop of water in this thing, and it's classic Octomore, and if you want something funky and weird, leave the water out.
I'm pretty sure I had this one other time from my buddy Parag, and then he sent me a sample, but I think he just opened it. So Mike can tell us in the comment section, but I bet Mike has had this bottle open for at least a couple of months before he sent it to us.
Man, this is good.
I could be completely wrong. Mike, tell me if I'm wrong or not. Anyway, those are our thoughts on Octomore OBA.
You know, I'm up at it. 89.
You sure?
The finish is just so damn good.
It is a good finish.
I got to give it another point.
Love these Octomores. Anyway, those are our thoughts on the Octomore concept, OBA concept C_01. Maybe not underscore. Maybe it's just C01. I don't know. I'm reading off what the sticker says. Those are our thoughts on the whiskey. Mike, thanks, buddy. I got some sample bottles today. So by the time you're looking at this review, you'll have already had something that's good. If you guys had a chance to try this whiskey, I'd like to know what you guys think. Until next time, Dustin, what do we wish the folks?
Happy we just threw random letters out drinking.
See you next time.